And if we were, if I was an alien, I'd be like, don't let those dudes in. You know, if we get to a point where we're us now, but 500 years from now, where with the same genes, same wacky ass crazy genes, but now we have time travel. Now we have interplanetary travels like that, and then we show up with nuclear bombs. It's like, give us all your titanium.
Right.
You know, like fuck. You know, like that's a problem.
Yeah, that could be a problem.
I would be really trying hard to stop us if I was from another planet.
I think a lot of the suppression and oppression of technologies, potentially, this hypothesis could be that there's a hand in the background holding us back a little bit. It's quite possible.
But then there's a theory like the Diana Pasulka's books where they talk about these discs that they have found in the recovery program that apparently does exist. And they call them donations. They think that these things are kind of left here so that we can just go, oh, fiber optics, what a great idea.
Velcro.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of these things that seem to, like transistors.
Microchips, right.
Yeah, a lot of these things seem to have come very quickly after Roswell.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
That's a fact. I believe in the ARVs, alien reproduction vehicles. I believe that exactly is what's really going on with a lot of these UAPs. I think that a lot of them are ours. I believe that there's UFOs out there, but a lot of these objects that we see in the sky are probably made by us by re-engineering existing alien technology. And so, but, you know, it comes to the point, are we going to be able to advance as a civilization to get beyond war? I just saw they released an AI fighter jet that went into a dogfight.
Yes.
Just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, Mike Baker was on here showing us that. Right. It beats the human piloted planes 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
like, that's a wrap.
That's Skynet.
Yeah,
Skynet
that's
is online.
And then on top of that, instead of just AI-powered fighter jet, you could develop a fighter jet that no longer has a person in it, so you have to worry about G-forces. Right. You could do wild shit.
Yes, exactly.
And it's fully AI-controlled vehicle, especially as these technologies scale up. Like, I have a Tesla, and my Tesla has auto drive. And I can set in a destination, like a restaurant I like to go to, press auto drive in navigation, and it does everything.
Wow.
It hits the blinkers. Wow. It stops at stop signs. It stops at red lights. Wow. It takes turns. It changes lanes. It moves around parked vehicles.
Wow.
It's fucking wild, man. And it's not done yet.
And this is the beginning.
Yeah, it does hit curbs, though, I heard. I heard it hits curbs. I heard, like, when you're taking turns, like, for overpasses or underpasses,
oh, man.
Like, a few people have curbed up.
Yeah.
So keep your hands on the wheels, kids.
Yeah.
But it's not there yet, but it's a lot better than when I first got it. I remember I was driving down Laurel Canyon, and I was with my wife, and I was playing around. I was like, we were listening to Led Zeppelin, and I'm like moving my hand around the steering wheel. I'm like, look at this, the car's driving itself. This is crazy. But that was primitive back then. I didn't totally trust it. It was probably better than I thought it was, but like every now and then it would get a little wonky. Now it's smooth.
Wow.
Now you use it at all, Jamie?
Here and there. I kind of almost forget sometimes where that it's like, oh yeah, this car drives its fucking self.
I do it for a goof sometimes.
Yeah, it's just randomly.
I've been doing it a lot lately, though.
Yeah.
It's shockingly good.
Well, our grandkids are that's all they're gonna know.
100%.
They won't have to drive at all.
Yeah, but right now, like people joke around about manual cars that it's a good theft deterrent device. Have a manual transmission. Nobody knows how to drive that fucking thing.
Listen, it's hard.
Yeah, well, it used to be the only way you could get a car.
That was it. I learned it by accident, because I was in an emergency situation and I had to drive my friend's car that was a manual, and I had to learn within the distance between where I was to where I had to go.
Oh wow!
Because one of my kids had got hurt doing something.
And the only car available was a manual.
That was it. Yeah.
It's not hard. I mean, you could learn it quick, but most people don't know how to do it. But the thing is, like, that's going away. Yeah. Like, they're now saying that the next version of Porsches is going to be the last version that they have with a manual transmission. And which is crazy because Porsche, that was the one thing that people held on to, was that you could get that stick shift. People love that engagement of the car.
Right.
But that's going to be the thing of the past. Everything's going to be automated because your freedom to drive that, people are going to, the communist nature of especially California, they'll do it first probably. Your freedom to drive that is not worth, the potential of you taking someone's life in an accident.
Right.
And this is... It makes sense. That's part of the problem. It does make sense. You can see the argument.
Oh, yeah. It makes sense, and that's where everything is going to go. I mean, there's going to be so many... drivers are going to disappear, like chauffeurs and so forth. It's all going to go. It's all going to go away.
There's a lot of that in here. They cause traffic jams. These wacky driverless cars. Yeah. They have them here, and they're not quite there yet, but they're good enough to take people around, which is crazy.
Right.
Take me to Red Ash, drives you to the restaurant, drops you off. Bye, thank you.
Yeah.
All on an app. Everything's done. It's simple.
Yeah.
It's kind of nuts, and it's just the beginning. I mean, we didn't have any of this 10 years ago.
No.
10 years in most time periods is not that big of a deal technologically, rather.
Yeah.
Right
We're
now
advancing fast.
Well, ChatGPT 5, when they release that, it's going to be as big a leap, if not bigger, than 3 to 4. And 3 to 4 was nuts.
Yeah. I mean, in 100 years, we went from a horse, buggy, and carriage all the way to putting remote control cars on Mars. So we're moving at an extremely fast pace right now. And they just released this ChatGPT and other robotics on humanity. Which is great. It's going to do a lot of good for us. But at the same time, if you're going to replace somebody's job, you have to then take away their financial responsibilities. You can't expect them to still have the financial responsibilities and take away the job.
Right.
So that's going to be the conundrum. I'm waiting to see how that's going to pan out. How many of us are going to stand up and say, look, wait a minute now. I'm a single mother of 3, and I can't waitress anymore. So what's going to happen? Or even attorneys are at risk. Nurses are at risk now. So
well, here's the
what are they going to do?
There's enough money in this country, just in this country alone, to, if you did replace jobs, you make it so that whatever controls that industry has to give a certain percentage to ensure not just like a living wage, but a good